Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Yeah, it's been kind of crazy. But what's funny to me is this: everybody wants to complain about the lack of competition in basketball. And this is what I've been saying, and others like myself have been saying for 10 years now. There hasn't been competition in the league for a long time. But was there ever competition? Yeah, it's always been competition. Albeit, we know the outcomes a lot of times is going to be whoever they're promoting or whoever they're pushing. And that's the thing I try to explain to people. And it's it's very tough. It's very it's very crazy. And people want to just always, how do I say? People always want to point to others like, well, the league is like this. The league is like this because we're not pushing certain players, or the league isn't competitive because the games aren't being shown at certain times. It ain't because of that. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy how people want to deflect a lot of times and deflect away from what the biggest problem is. And people love to say that you're hating on the black man when you how do I say it? When you want to say you're hating a black man because you're pointing out the flaws and pointing out what this black man has done to continue to ruin the league and how his squeaky clean image isn't squeaky clean. This is the same thing that you guys did with Michael Jordan. Y'all did the same thing with Mike. Y'all brushed past all the antics and all the stuff he was doing. You was like, oh man, that's just Mike, man. You know that's just Mike, dog. But it's like, come on. Are we serious? This is just the same thing when they did with Mike. The only difference is Mike played with who he wanted. He played with what the team was given to him. That's why I don't ever take nothing away from Michael. He had to play with who was given to him. This guy is allowed to change the coast or change where guys go. He can pick the teams that he wants to go play for and he wants on his team. He can pick the guys. That's why I don't like him. It ain't about hating the black man. How am I hating the black man, but I root for the black men in football, in basketball, in any sport the black man plays in? I root for them. So the thing is, sorry I was doing this and everything, texting this. But the thing is this. What I'm trying to get at, and I know probably people have turned away from the video by now. I really don't care. Um the thing I'm trying to get at is trying to tell people is the reason is lack of competition is because the NBA doesn't want to promote the competition. You had the Spurs versus the Brooklyn Nets. That was probably the best game I've seen all year besides the Nets play the Clippers. You've had the Jazz and Nuggets go at it. You've had the other teams go at it. But yet they don't show it. They don't show it. They don't want to promote everybody else. You can still have your main guy that you want to promote in lebrownies, but you don't promote nobody else. The rest of the talent is dwindling away because you're not putting it up there. You're not putting it out there. But yet, you guys want to be the main ones talking about. Y'all want to be the main ones talking about. Man, there's lack of competition. And the Nets, they're getting all these players. Good. I hope the Nets get every player out there. Because you know why? This is what we warned you about when LeBrownies was doing it. When he did it in Miami, then he jumped ship to Cleveland. He did it in Cleveland. But you guys want to minimize Kyrie and Kevin Love because you're trying to make him great. I don't have to minimize Scottie Pippen or Horace Grant or Dennis Rodman to show that Michael was great. Michael was great. Michael was the best player on the team. Michael could win with anybody if he need to. So this is a thing that just pisses me off because people know who the problem is. People know why the problem is what it is. But yet, nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to go out on a limb and be honest and say, man, LeBron, he says, fuck the league up. He's fucked it up. It's beyond repair. Now that everybody sees what he's doing, everybody wants to do the same thing. And I don't blame them. How can I get mad at them when this bum's been doing it for years? And it just hurts my heart because I knew when Kobe Bryant left, when he went down with that Achilles injury, I knew basketball was over because he was the last of a dying breed. KG was the last of a dying breed. Dirk Nowitzki, those guys are from that. Tim Duncan, they're all in that. They not only showed heart, they showed loyalty to who they were playing for. But yet, nobody gives them kudos for that. Everybody likes the guy who jumps ship, who forms these teams, and then when it bites him in the butt and people are doing the same thing to him, they're seen as weak. They're seen as the problem. They're seen as, I didn't know they had to get all these players just to gang up on a 37-year-old. No, they're not. They're doing what he does because they see the corruptions he's done. And they're seeing the corruption going on with him. You guys give this man a pass after pass after pass. Every time y'all give this man a pass. All the time. And it just hurts because we know what's going on, but it's like everybody else is stuck in the matrix. And it's sad. Everybody is stuck on him, and then they're trying to say this guy is Malcolm X, and I keep asking people, he doesn't sacrifice nobody but the people around him. This guy wants to be known as the greatest ever. He calls himself the greatest of all time because of his ego. He has an ego. And everybody is just sweeping it under the rug. And people want to ask you, why do you hate LeBron? Why I hate LeBron? Because he messed basketball up. He took the competition out of it. He took the competition out of it. He showed his true colors to all his teammates when he left them in Cleveland, left them in Miami, left them in places where they're like, man, I thought we was a team. No, you're not a team. And they're not. And they'll never be a team. He's not a leader. In some of those series that he lost, or the finals he lost, his leadership was supposed to come out. Instead of leadership, he throws you under the bus. Now Montrezl Harrell is on the trading block. People are talking about he's on the trading block. And this is what happens when you play with him, is that you get all the pressure and you get all the hate. It's crazy. This man tweeted out, think it's time I call it quits to everything and everyone. You serious? Not only him, Derrick Rose said I had to take a leave of absence, and he took a leave of absence. Chris Bosh even said playing with him is very, very frustrating. And it is. Chris Bosh saying on playing with LeBron is extremely difficult and extremely frustrating because this guy turns you into a spot-up shooter. Magic Johnson just resigned all of a sudden. And this is y'all king. But he's for the black people, right? He's so for the black people, he got the brother fired in New Orleans. But he's for the black people. He sent Tyronn Lue to the hospital. Tyronn Lue almost had a damn heart attack. But he's for the people. People's names is always in the trade block when they play with this guy. This guy is an abomination. He should be kicked out of the NBA and never come back. Because for your teammates to be the way they act, it's frustrating. And this is the way basketball has been. Now all of you want to complain about what the Nets are doing. What you complaining for? What you complaining for? This is what y'all asked for. Y'all allowed this guy to get away with getting whoever on his team he wanted, but now somebody else doing it. Y'all crying like a bunch of bitches. Y'all are. The fans, the LeBron fans, all of y'all who support LeBron, y'all bitches to me. I don't even fuck with y'all. Because I don't see how y'all root for a punk ass dude like this. Who's always crying every play, who always need help, who always throwing guys under the bus, who has the media throw guys under the bus. It's a joke. But yet, this is a guy who y'all love. This is a guy who y'all support. We warned you about this, and yet you guys didn't see it. Now all of a sudden, the Nets doing it, you guys are like, man, this is unfair. Why? Because they beating your punk ass, bald-headed ass king? That's why? Y'all have had the audacity to hate on players like Kobe, Magic, and Bird just to elevate this bum into a conversation that he ain't nowhere near. And I don't see how some of you content creators got this dude in the top 5 because of his numbers, dude. Dude, the game is softened up. That's why I don't go by numbers. I go by the real number. Winning, losses in the biggest games, and how you perform in the biggest games. How you perform in situations. Not know when you're cruising and you're up by 20, oh, you going to pump your chest up. But I'm talking about when you're down by 15 or 20. What you going to do? What you gonna do? You fans out here are the biggest hypocrites in the world. We should be praising guys like Giannis Antetokounmpo. We should be praising guys like Donovan Mitchell, who are doing it the right way. But y'all don't want to praise him. Y'all want to praise this bum with a bald head or a bald spot. But y'all don't want to support the guys who are trying to fight to win. De'Aaron Fox out there in Sacramento could have said F this and quit plenty of times. And I would understand because Luke Walton is not a good coach, but he's still fighting. He's still fighting. But yet, you guys disrespect them. Y'all never gonna win. Y'all disrespected Kobe because he wanted to be the guy. Y'all disrespected Carmelo Anthony because he wanted to be the guy. It's a joke. It is an absolute fucking joke. How you guys have torn down the players who we support, who are trying to do it and win, yet you guys call them bums and say they should have went to another team. It's a shame. What happened to the real ballers? What happened to the real guys? Y'all hated on Kawhi because he didn't want to go play with that bum. And then y'all ridiculed him the whole year. You should have came to the Lakers. Ha ha ha. It's a joke. So the reason is lack of competition is because of you dumbass fans. Y'all not supporting the right horses. That's why it's lack of competition. And also because of y'all queen. So if you want to say I'm a hater, cool. Go fuck yourself. Why are you calling me a hater? Do it. Just go fuck yourself. Because to me, if you root for this guy, you weak to me. You weak just like him. You the nigga who need help all the time. It's a joke. It is a joke. Kobe could have left the Lakers so many times in the latter part of his years. But he took the money and got crucified for it. Because he didn't take less money. Because he took less money. You guys have a problem with him. Because he didn't take less money. Skip Bayless for years. Destroying him. Nick Wright just destroyed him. When Kyrie suggested he be the logo. Which I don't agree with. I don't think he should be. I think Bill Russell should be the logo. Because he did something nobody will ever reach. Win 11 championships. So, why is it lack of competition? Because of your king and because of the fans and because of the NBA. The fans in the NFL, the NFL, the fans on the internet, they're to blame too. Because they're so stuck on stupid and highlights, they don't know or watch the game. So it's because of y'all. Y'all have allowed this bum to continue to think he's the greatest. And at the end of the day, we warned you. We warned you that this would happen. And because of you dumbass fans, this is the reason why the NBA is lacking competition. I'm out. Deezy.